The Sports Box.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Sports Box, where the only opinion that matters is it's right here, baby. I am Mike Coletta, a.k.a. Hampton Mike, along with my partner, Brian, the Ranger Retard.
I'm safe. I'm good.
Bringing you another great... You know what, Brian? How are you today?
I'm phenomenal. Cold, but I'm glad you didn't hit me.
You know what?
With
Enough with the cold. I can't afford a heater down here, so just suck it up, wear some parkas, and you'll be fine, okay? Maybe we get sponsored by FUBU or something, okay? Maybe that. Speaking of sponsors, we are sponsored by DJ Cruz, a.k.a. Anthony Cruz. For all your DJ and party needs, call him at 609-513-6395. Today we do a preview of the Royal Rumble, and today we have on the show again Anthony Morelli. Anthony.
Hello,
Morella, excuse me.
Just to touch on what Brian was saying about the cold, you can see your breath down here.
Yeah, well,
we do it for you. We do it for you guys.
I'm just kidding. You can't.
All right, yeah, you can. Go ahead. Fire it up. Let's go, guys. Talk a little Royal Rumble.
Very early look at the Royal Rumble. I want to focus today on who the surprise entrants might be. And every year in the Royal Rumble, there's always a couple of names kind of come out of nowhere. Whether it's a bit of a nostalgia, whatever it is, that make a surprise entrant into the Royal Rumble. Obviously, I think the biggest one last year would have been AJ Styles.
And the year before that, the Boogeyman? Or was that 2 years ago?
The one in Philadelphia we went to?
Yes.
Unfortunately, Roman Reigns won that one. We're still booing. I want to discuss with you guys maybe a couple of potentially likely storyline fitting surprise entrants. And I'm going to put it, I think, in order of likelihood. Number 3, in my opinion, is Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe recently lost the NXT Championship to Shinsuke Nakamura, so there's a lot of speculation, could he be brought up? And
I really hope so.
You talk about the Rumble being a wonderful place to do that. I think he's probably the one guy in NXT. There's a couple other people. I think that they're still kind of working their way into the WWE system. Samoa Joe's been in NXT for a couple years now. I think he's ready to make the jump. Wouldn't he be a hell of a surprise entrant in the Rumble?
Oh my gosh, it'd be great. And Samoa Joe is the biggest NXT has to offer right now. Bringing him to this stage just adds to the influx of talent WWE does have. Not saying they know how to utilize it, but just another big name to bring WWE, which would even help the brand split even more, like we were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, Samoa Joe, that would be something the fans want to see. That would be something I think even WWE wants to see.
Sure, I want to see.
And Mike wants to see it.
I do.
Mike definitely wants to. I just think he's ready. I think he doesn't have a lot more to gain.
He was ready before he went to NXT.
Absolutely. I don't think a lot more to gain from staying down in NXT at this point, so I think, pending his health, I think he's possibly a surprise entrant. Second, somewhat of a surprise entrant, in my opinion, would be Triple H. Now, the interesting part about this is...
He was a surprise last year.
He was he was a surprise unless you watched the Sports Box. We kind of predicted that.
Goddamn right.
But so you may ask, how would Triple H make sense as a surprise entrant? So I'm going to give you a theory here. So they're starting this Seth Rollins Triple H thing. Seth, I want Triple H, right? So it looks like Rollins probably going to have his shot in the Rumble.
Seth, you'll get him.
So let's just assume that Rollins is in the Rumble, doing his thing, and all of a sudden you hear the game's music come out. And Triple H makes his way into the ring, starts battling with Seth, and eliminates Seth Rollins. And then, out of spite, eliminates himself.
That was them going over the top rope together.
Oh, together? See, now that would be interesting. However, I think it would be much more of a slap in the face if he throws Rollins out and then eliminates himself to go beat up Rollins a little bit more with the idea that, you know what? Seth, I only came back to the Rumble to take you out.
To screw you.
To screw you, Seth. I think that might be an interesting storyline which would build towards a WrestleMania event, which we're going to discuss a little bit later on in our Road to WrestleMania preview. But the one that I think makes a lot of sense, given the venue, more than anything else in San Antonio, Texas, the Heartbreak Kid.
The showstopper.
Shawn Michaels.
That would be awesome.
He hasn't wrestled in a long time. I don't think that's anybody's surprise there. He did make.
I even know that.
He did make a cameo appearance at WrestleMania 31 in that Triple H versus Sting, NWO, WCW. That whole DX, that whole thing.
And last year.
Well, did he actually hit anybody last year?
I don't know. But he came out.
He did some sweet shit music. I think that would really rile the crowd up in San Antonio in Shawn's hometown. And again, it not being a full match, he could be in there for a couple minutes. I think hold his own. That would be something I think would definitely get a Alamo Dome-sized crowd to pop pretty hard.
That would be the definition of a pop.
Absolutely.
So, what about a good storyline if I came out of the seats and clothesline Triple H? Would that be a good clothesline?
Well, I don't think you'd actually get to the ring. I think security might actually tase you before you got there.
I could try. I'm pretty elusive.
You could, but do you really want me to bail you out?
With a big tattoo says Sports Box on my chest? like sportsbox.com. And I run in the ring, just close line, just leave.
He'd basically be another version of Pete Rose.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So again,
I tried.
Just to kind of recap here, so the three names that the panel here thinks could be surprise entrants in the Rumble: Samoa Joe, Triple H, Shawn Michaels.
Yep.
Maybe we're right, maybe we're wrong, but it would sure be great to see. That's for sure.
Absolutely. And you get only that content on the sports box. You don't only that kind of activity on the sports box. That's right. And remember, we always have new stuff coming.
And of course, our wonderful new stuff gets posted everywhere that you want to be, whether it's Facebook, whether it's at Sportsbox Show on Twitter, or whether it's our YouTube channel, which everyone's subscribing to except for you. So why don't you join the party?
That's right. Because remember, at Sportsbox, the only opinion that matters. Anthony?
It's right here, baby.
That's right. Even Anthony knows. That's why he goes here.
Know.
That's why he's here, baby. Thanks for watching. See it.
Don't forget to subscribe.
The Sports Box.